Hello, greetings, and good morning. We are Crypto for Joe, cryptocurrency and blockchain ideas for your average Joe. I, for example, am your average Joe, and we're speaking today with your non-average Joe, expert in the field, Cayman Nava. Cayman, how are you doing?
Doing very well.
So I'm not going to get into this big thing, but I do want to make an example. There's a coronavirus out. We're in late August 2021. There's this big coronavirus, and we'll look back on this, and this probably won't be controversial, but I think it is today. And I think there's a reason that I want to focus on this. In this day and age, you're not allowed to say certain things about the coronavirus. It came from a laboratory. Oh, you're a pointy hat. You're a conspiracy guy, pointy hat, we're tinfoil. Well, wait a minute. It did come from a laboratory. So I don't even know. Now I think you can say that because it did. But the point is, when it came out, you weren't allowed to say that. And now you're not allowed to say, we're not allowed to research the vaccine. And the reason I bring that up is because I want to point out how that relates to cryptocurrency and how we're able to get, give and receive information in this day and age, in this age where you're not supposed to say that, or you're out of your mind, or you're a funny guy, or whatever the label may be because of that. And this, what we're trying to do is get our minds around the cryptocurrency in the show in that environment. Can you speak to that for a moment?
Yeah. So, I mean, cryptocurrency is just a technology. It's just a tool. And in my mind, there's kind of two sides to that. It's a double-edged sword. So, there's the liberating side of cryptocurrency. This is, free trade, free association, people coming together, and cryptocurrency being used to enhance the social discourse, being used as a foundation for people around the world to be able to come together in new ways that they weren't able to before. There's also the kind of the totalitarian, the totalitarian side where things can be even more controlled than ever before. Mm-hmm. So, if your would-be dictator can get control of the rules of the system, then they can make the world in their image and exactly according to the rules that they want. So in that sense, it's kind of a turning point, kind of a question for humanity, like which direction do you want to go? Because you it's hard for things to kind of remain in the middle. It's kind of hard for things to remain in the middle, considering that you can't really crack down unless you crack down all the way. Mm-hmm. There may be a lot of censorship on the internet, or there may be a lot of censorship in the media, but people are still able to do their own research, and it really would require kind of a stronger hand of censorship, like China does, to really suppress certain narratives.
Mm-hmm. And it reminds me of the hospital. There's a giant amount of hospital workers, and some of them are the best people there. And now they're going to be required to get the vaccine for the virus. And they're going to be quitting in droves. But it's difficult because unless every hospital does it, you can't fire 80 of your best people. Because if they just can go right across the street and be welcomed, you've absolutely crippled your hospital you don't have a hand to play, in other words. And
I don't know of any business that can afford to lose 80 of their best people.
Right. I think what it boils down to is the misinformation, be it Corona or be it cryptocurrency. I think the important thing for the average Joe to think about is the misinformation is there for a reason. And so it's up to us to kind of, I don't know what we can do, think more broadly about what we're looking at and the ways we are looking at it.
Right. Well, I mean, up until now, I think, misinformation has been maybe kind of a sideshow to this idea that reality can be served to people on a platter, silver platter. You watch the news and they tell you how the world works. Mm-hmm. And what we've been seeing lately is kind of the derailment of that whole system, where people may need to do more thinking for themselves. And so in the future, cryptocurrency may enable people to navigate this weird web of reality and figure out what's happening for themselves.
Absolutely. One of the advantages of blockchain. So be a deep thinker, average Joe, to the extent that that's possible. And thank you, Cayman, and we'll catch you next time.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.